Om Shanti. Good morning. Hope you had a beautiful amrit vela with Baba. Baba is so loving, and it's very much in line of Sunday's Murli, where it's more of, it has a flavor of 18 January flavor, but you can you can see that bhavana, especially of this 1979 Murlis, which is early, hardly a decade away when Baba became Avyakt. You can still see the significance of becoming subtle, significance of doing the practice of creating that powerful atmosphere. Um, uh, Once Baba became Avyakt, there is that sense of separation that Baba was telling, like, you have to become Avyakt now. And there is that tone in this today's Murli. So Baba was emphasizing on now we have to become like Baba, and that is how we return love of Baba. So let's see what Baba is telling today. At Amrit Vela, the time of blessing, hear the call of those who are calling out and uplift them. At Amrit Vela, the time of blessings, hear the call of those who are calling out and uplift them. Today at Amrit Vela, Bapdada was hearing the melody of love being sung by his lovely children everywhere. What love is returned by Bapdada? The one who resides in the faraway land, and Dada who resides in the subtle region, by becoming a resident of the corporeal world like you children. The way you can prove your love is to become equal to the Father. So Bapdada is giving the return of your love by becoming equal to you. In other words, Bapdada comes into corporeal world, in this corporeal body of the Gulzar, and then this act of Baba is an act of love. Bapdada is giving the return of your love by becoming equal to you. Therefore, how should you children give a return? Since Baba can become equal to his children also have to become equal to their father. This is the way to give the return of the love. What special equality will you reveal this year? The speed of time is very fast. All the souls of the whole world are making a special request to Bapdada in different forms through their thoughts and to you supremely worthy of worship souls. Since you are the ones who will fulfill their request, are you able to hear them making that request? Since you are the ones who will fulfill their request, so are you able to hear them making that request? Amrit Vela is the time for the stage of being beyond the environment of Tamoguni atmosphere and vibrations everywhere. That is, to go beyond the influence of Tamoguni vibrations that is that is submerged. At such a time, at Amrit Vela, you are easily able to hear their calls and benefit them. It is easy to hear their calls at that time, and it is also easy to uplift them at amritvela. Why? Because there is no interference, because they themselves are also in a subtle state, and you are in a subtle state. Baba is with you. So it is easy to listen to the subtle sorrow, calls of sorrow, and also uplift them. It is easy to take blessings and easy to donate them, because the atmosphere at that time is such that it can transform one's vritti, attitude. At that time, because of the special canopy of Baba's blessing, the stage of all of you blessed souls is equal to Baba's stage. This is a big statement. Because of the special canopy of Baba's blessings, the stage of all of you blessed souls is equal to Baba's stage, which is that of a bestower who is completely full at Amritvela. Baba, who is the resident of Brahmalok, especially gives the light and might of the sun of knowledge to his special children as a blessing. This is why that time is called Brahma Murat. The resident of Brahmalok, gives this special light and might of sun of knowledge to his children as a blessing. And that is why that time is called Brahma Murat, which is an auspicious omens. At that time, you should be able to fix the auspicious omens of your elevated stage and deeds, sthiti and kriti, for the whole day ahead. You can choose whatever omens you want. As well as this, Brahma Baba, who resides in the subtle region, becomes a bestower of fortune, Bhagya Vidata, and distributes Bhagya, fortune. That is the nectar at Amritvela. The whole of Sunday's Murli is all on the fortune that we receive from Baba. You can take as much nectar of fortune from Brahma Baba as you want. However, the urn of your intellect should be capable of holding this nectar. Let there be no obstacles or obstructions of any kind to hold this fortune from Brahma Baba. At such a time, receiving and giving takes place simultaneously. The part of receiving blessings and the part of a Mahadani, great donor, are enacted simultaneously. Souls who have such a stage would be able to hear the calls of all other souls very clearly and also be able to uplift them. They would be able to hear them as clearly as if they were being spoken directly in their ears. So, do you know what everyone is calling out for at present? Dharmatmas, political leaders, scientists, and the public at large are all calling out to one thing. Religious leaders, political leaders, great scientists, and public at large are all calling out for one thing. What is that? That there has to be some change very soon. Souls from all of those backgrounds are now experiencing themselves to have failed and realizing that the power of Supreme is now needed. The lamp of the desire and the lamp of the thoughts of the realization of this need have now been ignited. Now, in order to make this light even more intense, the oil of the thoughts of all of you souls is needed, through which, on hearing the calls of all of those souls, you are able to uplift them. The light was repeatedly going out in the hall. In those days, we used to have power cuts. Look, even this electricity is teaching you something. Just as this light comes and goes within a second, so within a second, you should be able to become those who uplift and reach the ones who are calling out. You should have this practice of coming and going. As soon as you hear their calls, you should reach them. Everyone is now calling out to be freed from having to labor and to experience attainment easily. Scientists have become tired from having worked so hard. Religious-minded souls have become tired of making spiritual endeavors. All politicians have become tired of politicians who constantly keep moving from one party to another party. Public at large is tired of all problems. Now, who is going to remove everyone's tiredness? The memorial of the previous cycle is written in the scriptures. It is said that God massaged the feet of Draupadi. You merciful children must now become equal to Baba and remove the tiredness of all souls, tiredness of people, politicians, religious leaders, and scientists. Scientists are tired of doing so much hard work. Religious souls are tired by doing so much sadhana. Politicians are tired of all other politicians jumping all around one party to another. Public are tired of all kinds of problems. So Baba comes and massages the merciful children, and Baba says, you merciful children must now become equal to Baba and remove the tiredness of all the souls. The feet of everyone's intellects. Intellects are the feet that need some massaging. Intellects need some massaging that Baba does with knowledge. The feet of everyone's intellects are now tired. Therefore, now switch on this awareness in each one's intellect. This is what it means to massage the feet of their intellects. Did you hear what you have to do this year? In a second, show a glimpse and sparkle of being an angel. This is how you can give the return of Baba's love. By becoming an embodiment of resolution for the problems of other souls, your own problems will automatically be resolved. By becoming an embodiment of resolutions for all the problems of other souls, you are becoming embodiments who solves all other souls, all problems of other souls, not just your problems, but others. Your own problems will automatically be resolved by becoming an embodiment of solutions for all problems of other souls. Therefore, now become an embodiment of resolution of all solutions. Have you transformed your form to this extent in this year? in 1 year? Have you world transformers become self transformers? Or do you still have to become this? Do you have to become this, or you now going to serve the world? Or are you now going to serve the world? It is now the time to serve everyone. As well as being the time of receiving, it is also the time of giving. Your receiving and giving should both take place in one thought. Your speed needs to be this fast. You have been waiting a long time for this time. But while waiting, have you also been preparing yourself? You have been waiting for the Father to come, and so what would the Father look at when He does come? The preparations you have made. Have you made any special preparations? You made all the physical preparations for the season to come. You arranged all the sevadaris, and you also order all the things that you are going to need so that no one will have to face any difficulties. So that no time will be wasted and no one will have to wait or queue up for anything. You find many ways to accomplish this. This is the Madhuban season for you Brahmins. But what will be the final season that is going to come? The season for granting mukti, liberation, and salvation to all the souls is going to come. Have you found the means to accomplish this? You must not distress desperate souls by making them stand in queue. They should simply be able to come to you and take what they want. Desperate souls cannot wait for even a second. They would cry out in distress. You prepared everything for this season, did you not? You Maharathis should not have to stand in a queue. And so, how can you make crippled and handicapped souls stand in queue? Will those in London also have to queue up? Will the foreigners have to queue up? So, what are you going to do? You have to become ever ready. Neither those from Bharat nor those from abroad can become master bestowers of liberation and salvation unless they first become ever ready. Instead of staying in the effort making life for long, you now have to remain in the stage of bestower. Move along as bestower at every second, and all you will be able to take a high jump in a second. When Maya sees that you are busy bestowing, she won't attack you, but instead will salute you. Do you understand what you now have to do? As a return for your remembrance, Bab Dada is blessing all of you close and loving children everywhere. Even if you are physically far away, in love, you are close. With the blessing of becoming equal, and again the light went down. Instead of being mischievous, you now have to become unshakable. This is nothing. At the time of the final season, you won't have facilities of any kind. At this moment, you have many facilities. You should practice maintaining an unshakable vritti and smriti, attitude and awareness, even in the atmosphere of upheaval. Let there not be a slightest fluctuation as to what happened. You are practicing this. In this drama, you would, of course, show Bab Dada one or another scene of the old world. Would you not? Acha. To those who constantly uplift others, to those who are master bestowers of liberation and salvation at every second, to those whose treasure store of all powers is always full because of being bestowers of unlimited treasures, to the tireless servers who remove everyone's tiredness, to the children who are close and equal to Baba, Bab Dada's love, remembrance, and namaste, namaste. To Baba, who makes us uplift others, who makes us into master bestowers of mukti and jivan mukti at every second. To Baba, who gives us the treasure store of all powers. To Baba, who makes us a bestower of unlimited treasures, makes us tireless servers. Baba, who makes us equal to Baba. Love, remembrance, and namaste. 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 Beautiful Murli, where Baba is emphasizing on stepping up, stepping into our role. It is a high time. The whole world is suffering. We need to become what we are designed for as the bestowers of blessings, bestowers of powers, full of all treasure store and uplift whole world. Give mukti and jivan mukti to everyone else like Baba. And give the return of Baba's love. And Baba demonstrated his love. Shiva Baba, who is one from Brahmand, he came all the way into a body. Brahma Baba, who is a resident of subtle region, who came into this corporeal world and become part of that gathering of Brahmins. So Baba also expects the return of his love by we becoming like Bab Saman. Such a deep points. Let's take a couple of minutes. Make yourself very close to this kalpa tree. Become part of the roots. Become incognito. Or try to focus on that incognito and pure self within you. And try to experience the canopy of Baba's love, Baba's light, and Baba's power. In this canopy of love, become very subtle. That is beautiful. time. Try to transform the atmosphere by transforming your attitude, vritti and smriti, and stabilize yourself in your swaman. As the one dukha harta, sukha karta, like Baba, by removing all the tiredness and sorrow and suffering of so many people, removing all the tired souls who are scientists, returning the reward to all these religious souls for their tapasya and sadhana, freeing all kinds of tiredness of politicians, religious leaders, people, bringing them close to Baba. And your stage is creating this powerful Vatavaran, powerful atmosphere created by your vibrations coming from your smriti and vritti. Try to check your sthiti and try to refine your smriti, whose child you are, who am I going to become like. Try to refine your sthiti by transforming your internal attitude towards yourself, transforming your internal atmosphere, transforming your vritti, and try to remember carrying the stage for the rest of the day. Like Bap Dada, bestower of blessings, embodiments of all solutions for all people, embodiment of all the solutions for all the people. At your work, in your home, in your family, both Laukik and Alaukik family. Become an embodiment of solutions. Om Shanti, Shanti. Such a beautiful Murli. So how are you going to keep your stage, your sthiti. How are you going to maintain this powerful Vatavaran, vibrations, and atmosphere with your vritti and smriti? Try to visualize this, try to feel it, stay absorbed in it, become embodiment of these vibrations, which are the solutions for all the problems. I don't have to analyze people's problems. I have to just hold this powerful vibrations, which gives them strength, which gives them guidance, and becomes a solution. So, what is your takeaway from today's Murli? Feel free to unmute yourself. Now, this Murli was spoken in 1979, but it is very relevant at this point of time with so much drama going on, so much wars, and sorrow and suffering has increased so much at a subtle level. Okay. Anyone would like to share their points? Girijaben, Vijit Bhai,
Yeah, Om Shanti.
Om Shanti.
So Baba says you have to show the glimpse and sparkle of being an angel, more of being becoming an embodiment of the solution. Uh, yeah, for the problems of others. And then Baba says automatically our own problems will be resolved.
Mm,
So this
that's
is
right.
becoming, yeah, more of a solution oriented.
That is true. Everyone includes myself also. That's true. Anyone else? Ushaben, looking at the chat. To give the proof of Baba's love is to become equal to Baba. So could you elaborate a little bit? Because Baba is an ocean. Which aspect of Baba we should become like? Radhamani also has a point. Feel free to unmute yourself and share your points.
Om Shanti, brother. My takeaway point is we merciful children must now become equal to the Father and remove the tiredness of all souls. Now we have to switch on our intellect. Om Shanti.
That's right. Is anyone here tired? Anyone ever feels tiredness? We as a BKs, Brahmins, we also get tired. So now we need to ask this question, like what kind of tiredness is that? We can understand tiredness of politician, tiredness of people, tiredness of scientists and religious founders. But now we are tired of sure. But if you're not tired, we will be karmatit. So, so there is some subtle checking that we ourselves have to do. So especially Sunday's Murli, I was just reflecting on, I was talking about have vairagya vritti, behat ka vairag and all other stuff. I was thinking, what vairag do I need? What is it that is creating that tiredness, right? Especially when there is an extra drag on the soul, right? So then there is a tiredness. If there is extra friction, that is a tiredness. And then we all know that Maya creates tiredness. Like what version of Maya is still playing inside me that is making me tired? Of course, physical tiredness is different, but Baba is not asking to do a physical task, especially in this kind of Murlis. Baba is telling like, now as you are receiving, you should simultaneously you should be putting this energy out. So either I'm not receiving or I'm just giving, but not, or either I'm taking it, I'm not taking it, I'm taking it, but not I'm absorbing, right? So something somewhere is missing. Or in other words, Baba is asking us to check it and then figure out what is it that you need to let go now, right? What is it that you need to have vairag? Rag is like that pull. There is something subtle which is stuck somewhere, which is creating an extra drag. So either is at work, we can just do a quick check-in, like, oh, what happens at work when I get tired? So even if I'm physically tired, where is my awareness? I'm aware of the physical. So if the body is tired, it knows how to cope up. But if I, the conscious being, am absorbed in this physical awareness, if body gets tired, I get tired. So I need to have some sense of separation between my body and me, the conscious one. So I was just trying to churn a little bit around that. Like there are so much I need to do now, in a way, right? So we need to work on our uh, Smriti is not just a thought, right? Smriti is not just a feeling. Smriti is not just a vibration. Vibration got to do with vritti. Smriti got to do with your sthiti, right? So now your sense of self, like who I am, what is that I am, is all mixed up with some energy or the other. I need to refine that sense of self. So you may call soul conscious, and that sense of self has to be as refined as Baba, who is in the subtle region. In other words, my sense of self is so subtle that my mind is responding to my presence. And vritti is a result of my presence. You know, even smriti has to be triggered by some thought, right? Oh, I have to awaken my son Swaman or something, right? So even that is a work. Like religious people are tired of all of this sadhana, where Stress Murli also Baba was telling about don't look at sadhana, but sadhana. But even sadhana should not become a tiring and extra toll on the soul. Sadhana should be that sadhana which is going to uplift you, make you feel good immediately, not after doing certain practice, spin the cycle, go up and down the soul world, subtle world, round and round the cycle. It's still a toll, you see, right? So, in other words, if we get into that subtle stage where your awareness of yourself is changing, you're not thinking about it, you're not creating that vibration, you're not thinking about creating that stage, but you are, you are, right? So I was thinking, I think only when I get there, all of this Murli, whatever Baba is asking us to do, will start happening. I was just wondering if anyone have any thoughts connected to this Murli and the Sunday's Murli. Girija Ben, you're very quiet today.
Not a question of being quiet, brother. It's just that I'm linking my role which I have to play here with yesterday's Murli. You know, Baba mentioned, so that's why I'm trying to change my role. Because there was one sentence, you know, you were saying Sunday Murli. See, in anything you spoke of facilities. And I never think facility to be a facility. I just think facility is the thing to be shared. I have always held that. But when someone just comes up and says that, hey, this is not your facility alone. This is facility of everyone. Like when Baba said, some of our children, we say, we don't have facilities. And then we say, we have unlimited disinterest. We are already renunciate. I think that line is working for me now. Do people, do they want me to be renunciate? Do they really want me to keep that behad vairagya like that? Because that sentence which was there, you know, I was just analyzing. It's not that I'm silent. It's there when what we say, the roles and all have been, they become instruments. Then I think an analysis is needed. Otherwise, even though you so beautifully churn, my mind is already churning. There are so many things one could take. There were 2 points where I was just churning. How does Brahma Baba give me the nectar? I was visualizing that. And I also felt the catchy line where Baba is saying, handicapped souls and crippled souls are all waiting. Just see what children are we? And we want to help, but there are people who are pulling us away and saying, it's okay, they will be taken care. You know, it's a kind of a choked feeling you have. So that's what I was trying to do, brother. And I also loved when you asked tiredness. I don't think I can any time be tired when the fire of God's love and the fire of to really reveal Him is there. Tiredness doesn't come, but you're choked. So I'm trying to remove that choke. So yes, it's Sunday's Murli and this Murli. I'll have to find out what is that which is really tying my shackles to be ever ready. What is that which is crippling me not to move forward? What oil should I use so that I can really put off the lamps of negativity and light the lamps of positivity? So it's just a process, brother, nothing else. Om Shanti.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. One thing that always comes to my mind is just imagine what was Brahma Baba going through in 1968 and 1969. What was he practicing? Kailash Didi, when she shares her experience, like she's a trance messenger where Baba always, and then she's very innocent, and then she's very transparent in a way, like whatever she knows, she says it as it is on the face. So Baba always relied on her to get a check, like what is the difference between me and that one in the subtle region, right? He used to always check with her 2 3 times in a different timings. And at one point she shares that last time when Baba asked, I felt that, oh, there is no difference between that Baba in the subtle region and this Baba here. So I was just wondering, what was it? What was he reflecting? What is he trying to refine? What is the practice that he is trying to refine? And we can see from Sakar Murli's what is the kind of practice that he was doing. But if we actually put ourselves in his shoes, Jayanti Ben also talks about that. Sister Chandru, who used to live here in San Francisco, she used to talk about that. That what they felt, it is something different, and it is not about the gyan. It is not about just that love, like motherly, fatherly love, but it is something different. It is something alaukik. His presence is transforming whatever confusion that they are going through, whatever questions that they want to ask Baba. They used to feel, well, these are all petty things, but we know what to do about it. But there is something different going on here, right? Their attention always used to go to that. Yes. Yeah, just putting ourselves in in Baba's shoes. And it's like, what was he practicing in 1968, 1969, the last few days? What was his stage like? What was he doing? What was he thinking? What was he feeling? What was the vritti? What was he doing? So we start, of course, he is giving this light, might, and all other stuff, wi- giving away the wills, willing out all his powers, and all of this stuff that we hear in the Murli. What actually was he doing, which I'm not doing, right? So that subtle checking, Brahma Baba is always there for us as a reference point to measure against. Yeah.
Om Shanti Harsha, right?
Om Shanti, Om Shibai.
Yes. So, uh,
Vimesh Bhai, sorry.
as we are churning, and I've been listening to whatever you've been speaking, the tiredness. I'm looking where the tiredness is coming from, and I see the tiredness is coming from the overall uh, having too many files on our
Mm,
system open. The
mm,
processor kind of becomes heated and slows down. It takes more efforts for anything and everything to be processed because it goes through all the files unconsciously. It
mm,
goes through all the files that we've kept open uh, unconsciously coming out of body consciousness. And how Baba said that, just as gave the example of the light coming and going within a second.
mm,
And yeah, I mean, just pressing the refresh button, and where you would kind of take charge of closing all those files that are open. And that's the way in social life we would usually live, where so many things on the name of social responsibilities
mm,
we have, but so many things are yet there out of attachments or out of wants,
mm,
and that is out of unawareness. So, as you said, that what was Baba doing in 1968 and 1969, and the experiences that you share of all the senior didis, that they never existed for their own selves. I can get that for myself, that if I put myself somewhere to look at, I am I am somewhere thinking about my own self, or my system is thinking about what I want or what I want to do. And how rightly it is said in the Murli that just as this light comes and goes within a second, so within a second you should be able to become those who uplift and reach the ones who are calling out. So even when you have in day-to-day life, we see that, okay, if we are overwhelmed and we are tired and we are